Every day online, I see insurance agents asking the same questions. Which company is better? What's the best company to work with? What's the compensation? And the reality is, these are all the wrong questions. Hey guys, Michael Garcia, I See Life, and today we're going to talk about why insurance agents fail in the insurance industry, right? Why do brand new agents fail? Why is there such a high turnover rate? Why is there such a high failure rate? And what I've realized is I see it every single day online, over and over and over and over and over, right? And it's just simple. Agents don't know what to ask. They don't know what they're looking for. And so what ends up happening is they just end up asking all the wrong questions, right? And so every day I see agents, they're asking about compensation, they're asking about, well, who pays the best? They're asking about, well, what companies are best to work with? Where do I get leads? Now, are these bad questions? No, they're not bad questions. But my point is, especially for new agents, they're the wrong questions. And I'm gonna give you a metaphor here, right? And what I'm gonna say is, if you walk into a master kitchen, okay, what you're gonna find is you're gonna find all sorts of kitchen utensils, you're gonna find all sorts of cutlery, knives, right? And you're gonna have different kinds of knives, okay? You're gonna have maybe a bread slicer, maybe a carver to cut through meat, maybe you have a cheese slicer, right? You have all sorts of kinds. You have a vegetable, one to chop vegetables, steak knives, table knives, right? And on, right? So there's all sorts of different knives and they all have their own use. The problem is, if you are wanting to find out how to make a dish and you just walk into a kitchen and let's say all the knives are there, do you know how to make that dish? Right? Like, does it even matter that all those knives are there if you don't know how to make the dish? And what I'm saying is, all those knives are the tools, right? Maybe that carver knife, maybe that's the high compensation, maybe that vegetable chopper, maybe that's leads, right? All the tools can be there, but if you don't have the right kind of mentorship, or in this case, we're talking about knives, if you don't have a master chef to show you how to make the dish, right, and how to use the knives and how to mix the food, it doesn't matter. And so what I want to say is, what you should be looking for as a new agent is you should be looking for that master chef, right? And what's crazy about when you find the master chef, guess what? The master chef, well, they have all the knives, right? Like, they wouldn't be a master chef. Like, all the master chefs can have all the knives that you're looking for, right? And so if you start to change the question, you start to ask, well, who should I partner with? Who can mentor me? Who could teach me how to run this business? Who am I aligned with? You want to start asking yourself, well, who's the master chef that can help me with my business, right? And everything else will be there. Everything else will be in place. And that's all I could say is, like, you got to find your master chef, or in this case, in the insurance industry, you got to find the right mentor that can help you grow your business, right? The one that's actually aligned with what you want to do. Now, a good mentor should be able to help you bring your vision to life, right? So you want to figure out what your vision is, and then you want to start to ask, well, who can help me fulfill my vision? The reason I say that is because if you're trying to cook Italian, but your master chef cooks Vietnamese, well, might not be the right fit, right? Might not be the right master chef for you. So if you're trying to do long-term care and annuities, but this person only does final expense, it's not going to be the right mentor for you, okay? And so a good mentor, number one, you should be aligned with that mentor, and number two, they should be able to actually walk through things with you and help you with your vision. And that's actually going to be the second thing or reason why most agents fail, is they never actually get the right vision. They never understand what they're fighting for. And so when you don't know what you're trying to build or accomplish, or if you think this is just a job and not something that could actually produce the freedom that you are looking for or give you that outcome, that lifestyle that you want, then it's going to be real easy to quit and go to a 9 to 5. Because quite frankly, if you're looking at insurance as a job, it's a crappy job, right? Now, I'm not saying it's not noble. I'm not saying that you don't feel good about what you do, right? You get pleasure out of it. But the truth is, if I'm just looking at a job where I can make $5,000, $10,000 a month, I can go find a job where that's going to be there every 2 weeks, and I don't have to question if it's going to be there or not. I don't have to invest into my own business to make that happen. And that's what I mean by it's kind of a crappy job, right? But can a job ever give you what this business can give you? And the answer to that is no, right? It's never going to give you the residuals. It's never going to give you that time back. You're not building an asset at a job. Well, you are, but you're building somebody else's asset, right? They're the ones that are earning their freedom, not you. And so when you get into the insurance industry, that's one of the first things a mentor does need to sit down, and you need to figure out, all right, well, what am I trying to build? What am I trying to create? And again, does this mentor help me get there? Now, another key thing about a mentor is your mentor should not have a big ego, right? Your mentor should be there to serve you. And then another thing is your mentor should not make it all about them. And what I mean by that is everybody has a specialty, right? And so what I've done with IC Life is when it comes to health, we have an amazing mentor, our master chef. Her name's Jessie Park, right? She runs a 9-figure health agency. She's made one of the simplest, most duplicatable systems I've ever seen. But when it comes to estate planning, well, we partnered with Phil Resch, right? Another amazing mentor, right? $1 million roundtable earner, works on large cases, life insurance specialist, right? We have long-term care specialists, right? We have disability income specialists. We even have P&C specialists. So the point is, I don't think, like if you work with me, I don't have an ego so big where I think I got to be the answer. No, I'm going to provide you all the answers, all the master chefs, all the resources, right? And that's what a good mentor should be able to do for you. But the most important thing that mentor does should be to unlock that vision and create a game plan with you, and actually be able to answer the tough questions and walk things through with you and give you perspective and really lay out a plan. How am I gonna get where I wanna go? Now, what the vision is gonna tie into, not only will you last in the business longer, and I always tell people, marry your goals to the business. My goals was never the business, right? It's never been about the business. It's always been about getting my time back, being a good dad, being a good husband in the future. I waited years to find, my future wife, but all this time I had a vision of where I was going. And without that vision, you're gonna have burnout, right? Like I said, you need to know what you're fighting for. And the other part is the good mentor will help you build your game plan, a custom game plan that is aligned with your vision, not necessarily theirs. Right now, there should be some alignment where that mentor can help you in that vision, but it doesn't have to necessarily be the same way that your mentor did it. That mentor should be able to help you and guide you and help you think critically about how am I going to build my vision. And the reason this is important, because I've seen it over and over and over with agents who are building the way somebody else told them to do it. It's not theirs, right? They don't have that ownership, or that they're not excited about it, and the agent gets burnt out. It's a big problem, right? But when you are creating the thing that you want to create, that thing that gets you excited in the morning, I'm going to tell you what, there's no burnout when it comes to, I get to wake up and do and create what I want to create, right? Now, your mentor should be able to support you and help you do that. So that would be another reason why insurance agents fail. The next reason is a lack of confidence, okay? Now, confidence, one of the things I've learned is competence breeds confidence, right? So sometimes as a new agent, you're doing something new. You're doing something you've never done before. And so it's really hard to have confidence in something that you've never done before. And maybe you're still learning, right? You're not even sure how the product works. And so understandably, you have a lack of confidence, but your mentor should be able to give you that backup where you feel confident enough to go out and have a conversation, and then know that whatever happens in that conversation, you have a team of people behind you to lean back on, that you can tell that client, hey, you know what, let me run this by my team and let's see what the best I can do for you is, right? Not only is your client going to have more confidence in you, but you're going to actually get to learn and you're going to develop confidence, right? Because again, competence breeds confidence. So you want to actually learn your products. And I know a lot of places, unfortunately, there's a real lack of product training out there. That's one of the reasons why, like with my practice, I have a large, big focus on, hey, we need to know what we're selling, right? We need to know that we're putting our clients in a better position and not find out later that, oh crap, I messed up, right? And that's important to me. And I can tell you firsthand, I actually made those mistakes myself. I put my clients in products that it wasn't until a few years down the road that I realized, uh-oh, maybe those weren't the right products. Maybe that's not exactly what I should have put them in. And does that necessarily mean they were bad products? No, but could I have done better for my clients? Absolutely, right? And if you have that urge and that want to do what's best for your clients, and this is an area that might affect you, right? Because you're not confident yet that you can do what's best. But what I can tell you is that the only way to develop confidence is to actually go out and fail, right? And what I mean by that is go ahead and set those appointments, go ahead and get the objections, go ahead and learn, make mistakes. Because remember, failure is not the opposite of winning, it's the prerequisite, right? Every time you fail, you should learn a lesson from that and be better for it the next time. There's no better data that you can get as far as what needs to change to enable you to win, right? So when you realize that, you actually start to run towards failure and realize that it's a good thing because it's the prerequisite to winning. It's not the opposite of winning. So confidence would be the next reason that agents fail. All right, guys. So the last area where most agents fail is real simple. It's a lack of coachability, right? Now, you can find the most amazing mentor in the world, right? You could actually have access to a team of mentors like my team does, where we have specialists in all these different areas that can help you in every specific thing and really build a business for you, right? But if you are not coachable, unfortunately, none of it matters, right? If you don't actually listen to your mentor, if you don't plug in and have conversations, well, they can't help you. And unfortunately, I do see that a lot, where I hear a lot of people tell me, hey, Michael, I'm really hungry. Hey, I really want to do this. And then you give them a simple task and you don't hear from them for 2 weeks. And it's like, I thought you wanted this. So that's what I'm going to say. The last area is you have to be coachable, right? Now, should your mentor be telling you what to do like a manager? No, but they should be giving you perspective and helping you to think for yourself, right? Because I think when you really want to develop somebody, you have to give them the right perspective, but you also have to teach them how to think things through. So that way, eventually, they can think things through with or without you, right? They start to understand processes and what questions to ask to come up with the right answers, right? And just like we said before, if you change the questions, well, you might just get different answers. Crazy concept, right? So you got to be coachable, right? If they give you instruction, if they give you feedback, you want to take that, right? Because they are trying to help you. They're trying to help you move you forward. Now, again, there is a big difference. There is a big difference between an upline or manager versus a mentor. But hopefully by watching this video, you see the difference in those two things, right? Because again, that mentor is going to help you to think things through and really come up with your own plans. But again, if you're not coachable, if you're not willing to listen, if you're not willing to have those conversations, it's all for naught, right? And you got to plug in, whatever that looks like. I heard a saying, a light bulb, when it's plugged in, it can light up a room. But when it's not plugged in, what can it do? Nothing, right? So gotta plug in, you gotta be coachable. Those are the top reasons why agents fail. So there you have it. Those are the top reasons why insurance agents fail. And it all comes down to mentorship, right? Like, you can have all the resources, you can have the compensation, but without the right mentorship, it's just like having all the knives in your kitchen, but you still don't have the recipes or the master chef that can actually teach you how to make the dish. So it's just a real simple concept. And like I said, I see it every day on these Facebook groups, online. Agents are always asking all the wrong questions. And what they should be asking is, who can help me win in this business? Simple as that. And you got to figure out, okay, well, what direction do I want to go in this business? And that just comes down to a simple conversation. I have those kind of conversations with people every day. I just want to get down to, hey, what is your vision for this business? And then what I do is I simply plug them into the right tools and resources, right? Like I mentioned, we have specialists for everything, for health, for life, estate planning, disability income, business solutions, right? 401ks, PNC, like the list goes on and on. We have an amazing team that will help and mentor you. And everybody on the team, you know, they're people that I sought out, that I wanted to do business with. I know I mentioned people like Jesse Park, like Phil Resch, right? These are people that want to help and want to actually see you, like they want to take the time to help you grow and watch you succeed. They get fulfillment and they get enjoyment out of that, just like I do, right? They have their own specialties. I know a lot of people think, for me, specialties, cash value life insurance, right? Same thing. I want to help you grow in whatever area I can help you grow. And I want to help you create a marketing plan, and I want to see you win, right? And so make sure your mentor is willing to take the time, and that's another key too. Sometimes people they do seek out the successful, but sometimes those people, they're already out of the business, right? Like they've already put all their systems in place. The business kind of runs on their own. You don't actually get to have that interaction with them, right? So you want to find those people, like I mentioned, who are actually still in the business, right? Even though they're successful, they still take the time to coach and mentor people on a daily basis, right? And so you want to make sure they got time for you too. So those are things. And by the way, if they do have time for you, please don't waste their time, right? Like take it serious, show respect, right? If they're gonna, yes, somebody successful willing to teach you, show that respect, give it your all. A partnership, it's kind of like a marriage, right? It can't be one side's giving 100%, the other side's giving 50%. It's like a cheap tent. If both sides are not giving 100, it's gonna collapse. It's just like a marriage. Partnership is 100%, 100%. It's not 50-50, right? You wouldn't want to get in a marriage where both sides are only giving half effort, right? So keep that in mind, guys. If you want to have access to my network, to my group of mentors, if you want to have a discussion about maybe what direction you want to go in this business, because there's so many different things you can do. It's pretty exciting, right? Especially the direction that excites you and you get excited for. If you want to be plugged into a certain group of people that can help you in that direction, you want me to make some introductions for you, please reach out, message me, email me. I'll leave my information down in the comments, and I will talk to you soon.